comes up to a hydrant.
Club wildfires are burning out of control in Los Angeles. Neighborhoods are engulfed in flames, and more than 30,000 people are under evacuation orders.
Well, a windstorm with gusts near 100 miles an hour is feeding the flames, and so far, firefighters are unable to contain the inferno. Gary Lane reports.
Hurricane-force winds are fueling fires that threaten thousands of homes in Southern California. 3 fires are racing across Los Angeles County, burning the equivalent of 5 football fields per minute, consuming thousands of acres and 0% contained. Video shot from this plane above Los Angeles shows the flames engulfing the area below. Overnight, firefighters battled the flames in the coastal town of Pacific Palisades. At least 13,000 structures are in danger. The fire moving into neighborhoods, consuming homes, a high school, and a theater. The weather is grounding the fire department's planes and helicopters, making it more difficult to fight the flames.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging for our personnel that are assigned to this incident.
With 30,000 people under mandatory evacuation orders, cars jammed the streets for hours. On the famed Sunset Boulevard, drivers left their vehicles and fled on foot when the firefighters told them, if you want to live, get out and run.
We got in the car to go, and then all the cars were abandoned, so I had nowhere to go, so I just had to get out of my car and start walking. The smoke is so bad.
A bulldozer had to push the cars out of the way so fire trucks could get through. In the hills above Pasadena, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts are fanning another fire.
Sounds like a train.
Staff at a senior care center in Altadena had to evacuate residents in wheelchairs and hospital beds, pushing them down the street to a parking lot where ambulances waited to take them to safety. More than 1,400 firefighters are deployed. The high winds are expected to ease off later today, but windy conditions will remain in coming days as the fires burn out of control. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Well, let's pray for those who have lost their homes. They literally have lost everything, all their memories. And let's pray that this fire goes out and goes up very quickly. In other news, President-elect Trump issued another strong warning to Hamas to free the hostages in Gaza. Wendy Griffith has that story and more from the CBN Newsroom. Wendy?
That's right, Gordon. As
and Bob, we sort of know him by first name now, but Bob Goldman, former captain of the LA County Fire Department. Department. Bob, thank you for joining us again. Unfortunately, we're still talking fires.
Yeah, good afternoon, you folks. You're doing a great job of showing what's going on. Samantha is really killing it with the rap. She's got it going on. I wanted to mention that this is an area that's had a number of fires in the past, and is following the exact same path it always does. Very predictable. As I mentioned before, this is called a historical fire corridor, and the difference between now and the fires I fought there in that area back in 1982 is there's probably 3 times the amount of homes there now. The terrain is the same. The fuel load is still around those homes, but there's way, way more houses. Look at the smoke. It's kind of being laid out. So, like I said before, if you're at your home and you see the smoke coming over the top of your house, this is no time for ready, set. This is time for go. You don't have time to prepare other than grab the most important thing that you have, which is your children, your pets, your medication, your glasses, some documentation, and get out.
Now, Bob, this is Kai Goldberg. Though the winds, obviously, they're not nearly as strong as what we saw earlier in the week, those 80, 90 mile per hour wind gusts, and not as widespread. However, you just mentioned that this is a funnel area. So even though we're seeing gusts between 20 to 22 miles per hour, maybe 30 at the most, that's still significant. That's still dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Looks like Gil just kind of zoomed in there on Colette Way, or Sloan Place, rather. And you can see the palm trees bending. Everything's whipping around down there. There is more than adequate wind velocity right now to move embers a great distance and start igniting these homes. They look to be fairly fire resistant, and I caution that word resistant is not the same as fireproof. So there's a good chance that these people will dodge the bullet, but we have also seen many homes that are built exactly the same way architecturally, same materials, non-combustible roofs, that are being lost to this fire, and that's because of the embers under wind conditions being blown into the attic of these houses and burning these homes down from the inside out.
And you see the fire engine there on the far left side of the screen, parked inside that cul-de-sac, which is
and
great.
also a firefighter. Is he actually going door to door trying to get people out?
Yeah, that's going to be their process. These guys are going to position themselves ideally, as you see pointing out, so they can get out, share a water source, and they're going to start going to door on the homes that they've been charged with protecting. Make sure people are out, and then they're going to quickly do a structure triage, run around the house and see what they can do. Pull plastic chairs away from windows and sliders, move things out of the way that they potentially ignite and be undetected, and then just be vigilant to any spots or embers that drop in. Yeah, that was bumping right up against them now. So this street now is of the greatest danger because the fire is approaching these tennis courts.
They're going to probably be able to sit on those tennis courts probably. Well, there they are right there, and be able to hopefully fight it from that angle right there. And hopefully some air support will be able to come in, Bob.
Yeah, this is going to be the most important thing. We know that between starting at 30 miles per hour to 35 up to 45, that's a restrictive speed on the aircraft. So haven't seen anything yet, but if Gil's up there able to fly, probably likely the coppers are going to do it also. Again, we've got several fires burning, so there's only so many aircraft. I believe my department has 8 or 9. I'm not sure how many LA City has, and there's other agencies there. But again, we've got a number of fires we're fighting still, and we're stretched out as far as aircraft go. I'd be glad to see some.
I've seen a clip of this. This is interesting. I haven't watched this. Like all this stuff that we're about to watch here, I'm like seeing it for the first time because I try not to watch too much of this because I wanted to save all this for the stream here. But I did see this clip though that's about to start here. This helicopter is about to get this nice sweep with, it's about to drop some water on this fire here. It looks like a Black Hawk that they fitted to be to hold water and stuff like that to be able to do this. It's pretty cool. Let's go check this out. This was yesterday, by the way. Let's pull this up here just so. This was like a day ago.
Something arrived, but yet, it looks like something's coming in there. Maybe it's LA City, but
Yeah, LA City.
Fire. There we are. Yeah, there's a Hawk. So
Good shot.
that's also more powerful aircraft. So
That's a great drop right there. And Bob, talk about, and I'm guilty of this from the Altadena fire, but staying behind and watering down your house and all that, does that do anything when the fire's that close?
Watering down your house, that term, that's probably not really going to help. It's better to, if you're going to stand there and do something, is be vigilant to what's going on around the house. Don't waste the water just throwing water around, because when it's the low humidity and the wind's blowing, the water evaporates very quickly. Mm-hmm. What you want to do is be vigilant to an ember that drops someplace and lights off some ornamental vegetation. If you're present and you witness it, you can put a gallon or two of water onto it and put it out. I put out a fire to keep a house from burning down with like 3 cups of water.
Wow.
Wow.
Catch it when it's in a small little ember state. That prevents it from becoming a monster.
Oh man, this like breaks my heart to like see stuff like this. So
what they need to do as easily as possible. The evacuations, they will probably still continue as the winds pick up. So we want to be able to do that as effectively as we can. Again, I said thank you for the cooperation, but I asked for additional cooperation should the need arise as we move forward. This is anything but predictable. We're thankful for the wind conditions we have now and the ability for our fire partners to try and make up for lost time. To be able to put containment around several of our burn areas and to be able to move forward on that. But again, I just want to say that you've heard from, and you'll hear in a minute from the DA, but from the sheriff about our crime suppression efforts. For those who want to take advantage of others, we're there. We're going to be there, and we're going to be working to hold you accountable for what you're doing in that regard. But as this runs its course, fatigue will certainly become a significant factor for those who are both directly involved in the operation as well as members of our community. So again, we are very thankful for the people who are doing this on all of our behalf, but we need to stick together. We need to support each other, and this is a thing where morale is a big deal for both the community and all of our folks. So take care of each other out there, and let's do the best we can. Thank you.
Well, we were literally in the exact epicenter of the fire as it started. Oh, that's actually a view from my porch. um, that's the house one below us on fire. Yeah. We My neighbor called and he said a fellow named Robert Trinkteller was about 5 houses up. You have to understand the Palisades is a very almost like an old-fashioned neighborhood. Sidewalks, all the neighbors know each other. We all have each other's phone numbers, and people are very aware that we're in a fire zone. And in fact, I had said yesterday, well, day before yesterday, to my wife Sarah, I said, "Oh, that guy on the hillside hasn't cut down his grass. They got to cut down that brush because there's going to be a fire." And that's the person who didn't cut that brush was the person, that fire you're looking at right now. That's my pool right there. That was the brush below us that was not cut. And so we went out. I had a record of the call. In 17 minutes later, we were evacuated with the clothes on our back. Our garage door wouldn't open because the wind was so bright it torqued the door, and we finally got out. When we got to the bottom of the hill, I said, "Oh my God, we have a neighbor who's 94 years old who has dementia." And I said, there were no cars in the driveway, and we would go over and help him get in his chair, sometime if he fell with the caregiver. But I knew he was in the hospital, and I don't know, God was on his side. I decided to call his son in Massachusetts and said, "Hey, Francis, just to be sure, your dad's still in the hospital, right?" He said, "No, he got home last night, and there's a new caregiver, and I don't have the number." And they wouldn't let us back up. So I finally got through to 911 and said, "A welfare check. You got to go check on this guy." Well, there was a miscommunication, and I called my neighbor who hadn't evacuated yet. He was on his roof, fighting his fire. He'd been on my roof. He'd hosed my roof down. I said, "Go in and check on him." He went. He said, "The door's open. There's nobody here." He went in and yelled. He said, "No, nobody here." I said, "Look, just go behind the pantry. There's a little room. We can see him during the day. He likes to sit there because there's a garden." He went in and found him. He'd been left alone. Okay. And it turned out the fire department made the new caregiver leave. And, she just does what she was told. They said, "We're coming back for him." Well, they hadn't come back for him. I'm hoping that they would have. But, there was so much chaos. It was like an inferno. Every house was on fire around us. And, he got him out, and the house burned down about an hour later. He would have been in there alone. It was just... And then Robert called us and told us that house had gone, and the house below that, and then the house on the other side. And then at 11:49 last night, all the smoke alarms in our house alerted our phones that our house that we had just renovated for 3 years and had just finally moved into about 3 months ago. All the smoke alarms are going off, so that's hardly a good sign. So I'm not sure, but it wouldn't make any difference because the whole street's burned down. So I mean, even if you go back to your home, look, we knew what was coming, and when we were out on our driveway, I looked and the smoke was so black. There's a house across the street was on fire. The house next door was on fire, and all the black smoke was down there, and the schools are down there. And I said to Sarah, "We can't go down there because they're trying to evacuate the schools, and we'll just be in the way." And here's the thing that's so important. People have got to evacuate when they tell you to evacuate. Because if you don't evacuate and you think you're going to be out there with your little garden hose, stopping a conflagration with flames 80 feet high in 90-mile-an-hour winds, you're not going to be helping. You're just going to be stopping the firefighters who do such an amazing job. And you've got to be out of the way, man. You've just got to get out of the way and let them do their jobs. And yes, maybe your home's going to burn down, but let me tell you what's more important than your home is your 94-year-old neighbor and your fellow across the street who's trying to help you, and all the friends and family who've been calling all day. And yes, we're safe. And yes, I think everybody on our street survived, although I can't get a hold of Robert. And, I called a friend of mine who lived in Malibu, in Mandeville Canyon. And, well, she had called me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, you got to get out of there, Carol." She said, "Oh, well, we're miles from you." I said, "But we're packed. We're ready because people who live in fire zones are ready." You got to be ready to go. And as ready as we were, everything I own is in this room. Every single thing that I own is in this room. We got a basket of laundry, glasses, pills, and the keys to our car.
An apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home? Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
No.
second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down?
David, as you say, she wasn't very keen to answer any of your questions there. And fire chiefs are also admitting that they just don't have enough personnel to take out the fires.
Yeah, they're fighting all sorts of challenges. They're talking about a water shortage. There are reports of fire hydrant failures. They've been unable to use firefighting aircraft for much of the day due to the smoke that is billowing ominously from the hills where the wildfires are raging. And I suppose despite that political storm, this is, of course, at its heart, a human story, because we've now 80,000 people evacuated. Tens of thousands of others are on standby to be evacuated. 2 lives have been lost in the Eaton fire, which is what's causing the consequence behind us. The city's iconic landscape almost shrouded completely by the smoke. And they're really just taking it one step at a time, hoping at some stage the wind's going to change direction or to die down, and that they're going to be able to get this fire under control.
We're not doing enough reading here, so let's get this up here. Yeah. So this was yesterday. I pulled this article up. I think I was just kind of scrolling through the news, and I had seen this pop up, and I was like, "There's a Kenneth." So I go, "Kenneth, there's another fire." So it's 3. Well, actually, I should probably pull this up. Can I do this? I don't know if I should do this now, because I was going to do this for like the later part of the stream here, but just real quick. I know I'm all over the place. I do that. Let's check this out here. Don't mind all my little marks and stuff here. That's just the places that we've been. But so really, I think how I pulled this article up, it's long story short, let's start this video over. Reset. Okay. It's your boy kicking it with Timmy B. I got Google Maps here with the Palisades fire, and then I have this article with LA Times. Yesterday I was going through Google Maps, because I do that, and I looked over at LA, and I've been trying to keep an eye on what's going on, and I seen a Kenneth, and I was like, interesting. And I said, there's another fire, and then I looked up online, and then we seen this. But just before we get into this article, I would like to say that I don't have like the. Can we get like some terrain features here? Okay. I think I just messed up. There's like a fire here, so there's a fire here, and there's a fire up here, there's a fire here, right? There's like 4 fires. Aha! So now we get the topographical freaking views here. Let's get this out of the way. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. There was only 3. And then this popped up. This is insane. So they're saying that there was a person that may have started this fire. So Kenneth fire quickly grows to 960 acres, threatening homes near Calabasas. Let's check this out. fire broke out on the border of Los Angeles and Ventura counties on Thursday afternoon. It was spreading rapidly, threatening numerous hillside homes in the Calabasas and Hidden Hills areas. The Kenneth fire ignited adjacent to the trailhead near Victory Boulevard around 2:30 p.m. I should have left the Google Maps up. We could actually check that out. Fanned by strong Santa Ana winds, which is a big culprit behind a lot of those fires that tend to happen every year. The Santa Ana winds are like super strong, real strong. Dry brush seems to make sparks and make fires. That's, to my understanding, how that science works. Anyway, 5:30. Was it fanned by strong Santa Ana winds? The fire consumed 960 acres. I don't know the measurements. I'm not really good with math, but 1 acre is huge. 960 acres is just wow. If you have like 1,000 acres, that's a lot of. You can do a lot of things on that land. Put it that way. You could get rid of a lot of things, and you can do a lot of things on that. Brush by 5:30 and was burning south. Officials said it was spreading through open space and threatening homes in Malibu Canyon area north of the 101 freeway near the Calabasas. Firefighters were on scene and water drops were being made by air. The challenging terrain and persistent winds complicate suppression activities, necessitating heightened vigilance from residents and adherence to directives from local authorities, said incident commanders. I got my ad blocker going on. I love that. Love that. I don't want to see those ads. Los Angeles police took a man into custody, a suspicion of arson. Oh, so they updated this. I like this because I feel like they didn't have this yesterday. But anyway, let's get back into this. So they did get someone. And by the way, I seen the video of this. I should probably just read this and we'll get into that. Slow down. Suspicion of arson in Woodland Hills, about 5 miles from where the fire started. According to an LAPD spokesperson, police said that they could not connect the suspect to the Kenneth fire at this time. Wait. What? Wait, huh? About 5 miles. Wait. Let's read that. Los Angeles police took a man into custody on suspicion of arson in Woodland Hills, about 5 miles. So he's 5 miles away from where the fire initially started. Okay. According to LAPD spokesperson, police said that they could not connect this suspect to the Kenneth fires. So why did you stop this person if they... man. Okay. A caller reported a man attempting to light a fire in the 21700 block of Ibarra. The Ibarra, I think that's how you pronounce that, road at 4:22 p.m. The spokesperson said shortly before 6 p.m., Governor Gavin Newsom announced that 900 additional firefighters were being deployed to fight the blaze. He also praised the pace at which helicopters were already working to douse the flames with the fire. Okay, so I seen the video of a couple like small clips of the individual that they have in custody, and then I also seen the video of this Hispanic woman going over, her and her neighbors making this citizen's arrest. Melanie King, shout out to the beautiful Melanie King on YouTube. I just seen her video like a couple hours ago. It was probably like a few hours ago. She seems very skeptic about everything that I just told you about the woman and her family and these neighbors that just this randomly seen this guy that just pulled up, or this guy randomly pulling up and he had the blowtorch and he's behind the car. It's just, she seems very skeptical of that. So I need some more information on it. I think I could probably pull that up. I don't have that on demand here because that's just recent. I just have everything that I was going to go over for yesterday's show, but I didn't do that because I was sick. But anyway, whole point of this is things are looking a little suspect around here. And not only that, I'm hearing there's like looting and stuff going on. It's like, we're going to try to pull up some more videos so we can get more of a understanding, a visual understanding of what's going on. So anyway, in a related incident, an evacuation warning for the Kenneth Fire mistake. So I'm glad that they got somebody. I just want to go back to that. I'm glad that they got somebody, but that one person can't be responsible for all of these fires. So what happens to all the other fires where they just randomly started, and then this Kenneth fire was started allegedly by this individual? Like, what's going on here, man? An evacuation. So they're evacuating people here. Like, that's another thing. These people were just living normal lives, by the way. I kind of just want to throw that out there too. That's something that a lot of these like folks who just like are very sympathetic to natural disasters happening to people. These folks are just living normal lives, or whatever normal lives you could be living in Los Angeles, because it's crazy out there. They're just living normal lives, and all of a sudden this fire just comes in and just swoops in. Just like the folks in North Carolina and the folks in Florida with all the natural disasters that happened last year. These people are just living normal, and the people in Hawaii, these people are just living normal lives, and all of a sudden these natural disasters like Mother Nature just comes in and just hits you. But I digress. In a related incident, an evacuation warning for the Kenneth Fire mistakenly went out to residents across Los Angeles just before 4 p.m. Residents from Long Beach to Echo Park and beyond mistakenly received the evacuate. Bro, there's people in Long Beach and Echo Park. That's like south of like where all these fires are posted, way south. These folks are getting evacuation orders. Now, let's pull this up real quick. Spot on. I want to say Long Beach is down here, folks. All the way down here, where all these little hearts are at. All the way down there. So they're getting evacuation orders? That's crazy. I'm Echo Park. I forgot where Echo Park was. Isn't that? I think I went out there before. They have like this beautiful dog park that oversees a lot of Los Angeles. I feel like I went there. Yeah, where's Echo Park at? I just want to know. So this is right next to Beverly. It's right over Beverly Hills. Yeah, they have like a cool dog park that we went up here. Anyway, I don't mean to bore you with my nonsense, but I'm trying to just get a understanding. So people in Echo Park up here, and then there's people in Long Beach. Like, is the fire gonna rip through all of Los Angeles here? Like, what's going on? Like, this is insane. If the fire's gonna go down there, bruh, like, whoever's lit, man, you gotta get out of there, bruh. That's not worth, like, living there. Like, folks who live in Tornado Valley, there's, like, certain places it's just not cool, in my personal opinion, to be living at. Tornado Valley, you're living where there's a bunch of wildfires, or you're living off the coast where there's tsunamis and like storms, and it's kind of like, that I'll stay a little bit inland and deal with the downsides of living inland, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, this is no laughing matter, but like, this folks just need to understand. There just needs to be an understanding. I think this is one of those messages too that I think people will be putting out, but not a lot of people are gonna understand. Folks have to really start thinking about where they're gonna be, where they're at right now, and what you're doing, and what the next few years or how many years are in the place that you're at. Some of these places aren't like livable, or some of these places you're probably not going to be able to stay. Like, I don't know. It's people just really need to rethink where they live at and how long that they plan on staying there. You know what I mean? But anyway, So these people mistakenly received an evacuation warning alert on their phones. Corrected alert was sent from 4:19 p.m. Disregarded last evacuation warning. So, what about those folks that were like, and they received that and they just got out of there? Like, I mean, it just ensues panic and like a whole mindset. That mindset it's so powerful to just get people to go from 0 to 100 within a snap of a like, somebody seeing that, you're getting a text message. Like these people that get like I'm telling you, those tornadoes, man, those hurricanes. You're just like, you get that beep beep beep. That is a mindset. It's just, that's scary, dude. Anyway, Christine Lazard, a 22-year-old from Van Nuys, was making her way to Victory Trailhead alongside her husband Julio, hoping to capture the scenic view with their new camera. She arrived around 2:50 p.m. and began to smell smoke and notice the flames. And they go, quote, "We saw the fire barely starting and it wasn't much of a spread, but since it was windy and it started to spread more." Lazard said the smell was really horrible. She said police officials and firefighters were soon at the scene evacuating people from the area. So this was off the... Can I find this real quick? Let's find where this Victory Trail is at. So we can get a perspective. We can get a... Yeah, because Van Nuys is up here, right? LA County and like all this other stuff. It's just incredible. The area and like all these different societies and cities. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, this is literally right next to it. That's crazy, bruh. So these, like, I love painting pictures like for people. So these folks were just like, yep, we're gonna go on this trail here. They probably parked their car or whatever, or they live. Do they live? They live in Van Nuys, right? Yeah. Hold up. I just want to get... This is all part of building this picture here. So these people from Van Nuys drove all... This is crazy. These people from Van Nuys said, you know what? We're going to go all the way. They're going to go all the way up here to go on this hike. They're going to go on this hike, or they're going to go to this trailhead, and they're going to go all the way up here. They're going to go do their thing. They got this whole day. They got this whole trip planned out, stuff like that. You know, probably going to go get dinner, stuff like that. And then they pull up, and then the fire's right here. This is where they're saying that, or they have this icon I would assume that they're saying that the fire started right here and the fire's right here. And what is that? How far is that from? Yeah, so they parked their car here and they're gonna go take the trailhead up. What is that, like a 20-minute walk or something? Like, you're not going up there to go on no trail. I wouldn't be going on. It's gonna be it's like walls of fly. That's so crazy. I'm just building this. I'm just painting this picture here for you folks. I want to hold up. So there was still hikers. Okay. I was gonna move on to the next thing here, but I'm glad that we're still on this. She said that the firefighters were already here, or were soon to be there. There's wind and everything going on. She said there were still hikers up here. Up here! What? As I heard one of the people say that we were being kicked out, she said that there was still lots of smoke spreading. The new fire, has emerged as firefighters are continuing to battle several other blazes along the region, including the nearly 20,000 acre Palisades fire and the Eaton fire in Altadena, which had charred around 13,000 acres. 13,000 acres. And there's like the death toll is like 8 people. I think it was like 5 or something yesterday, and now it's like 8 people now, or 8 persons. So this is mandatory evacuation area. This is Calabasas, 1,000 Oaks. This is the fire region. They said everybody in Calabasas, y'all gonna get on out. Y'all got that warning, and all these people have an evacuation warning, and these people have a mandatory. Like, you do need to get out. You will die, or you will die if you do not get out of it. That is crazy work to get that information, to get that sent to you. Oh man. That's LA Times. I'm gonna leave the link in the description below for that. Hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. My prayers go out to the folks in California who are suffering from this terrible tragedy. I mean, I haven't even gotten into Gavin Newsom or Governor Gavin. I called him Governor Newsom. I called him Governor and Governor at the same time. Governor Gavin Newsom. I'm not a big fan of him. I wouldn't say that like I would be completely disrespectful or anything towards him if I see him in person. I definitely have. This lady here, I don't have the updated video, but there's an updated video where she pretty much throws her bosses or the people above her under the bus, saying that she didn't get the proper resources to be able to go do her job. Well, what do you know? What do you know? I'm just gonna play this video a little bit, and it just so you folks can get a little bit of context if you don't know who this individual is. I've seen enough, but for her to go backtrack it and say that, like, and throw these people under the bus, I kind of am giving her some leniency, and it seems like I respect firefighters. I respect first responders. I just don't respect people who don't do their job right, and they don't prioritize their job, and they prioritize stupid things over their job, which is protecting people and being a fighter, a man or a woman. Let's get into this.
Fired. She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
They feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team.
The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
That just kind of opens the door of people that thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me.
And then the new female lesbian fire chief of LA says, well, my main job is bringing women in and gay people in. No, your main...
I forgot that this was Alex Jones's video here. I mean,
job was doing fire breaks and getting the best firefighters. But no, you don't do that. Oh, we're so impressed. You can eat pussy.
I will say this. Look, man, I didn't even need to hear all that. Here's the thing, though. I've seen fire breaks. I don't know if people have actually seen fire breaks before. I think I've heard enough of, like, Alex Jones for this, because that kind of destroys like what I was trying to say here. But shout out to Alex Jones. Have you folks ever seen a fire break before? I don't know if people have ever seen a fire break. I don't know if people have ever been out in California. I don't know if you've been out into the wilderness where they have fire breaks, where, like, if you've been to a national park or something like that, where the people take care of the grounds, the environment in a big wooded forested area. Usually there's these things called fire breaks. If you've ever been to the Grand Canyon, sorry about this. Sorry, the whole forest to go burn all this stuff. So we have a fire break here. We have a bunch of fire breaks. Boom, 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 boom. Can I click on this? I can't really. Some of these people, they just, like, want you to go to their site. I don't want to go to your site. I just want to see your picture, your beautiful picture of your fire break. That's what I want to That's what I want to see. I guess this is a good example, but yeah, it's literally someone gets a vehicle, to my understanding, or they get like a horse, or like, I don't know how they did it back in the day. I would assume they got like a horse and buggy and a plow like they do on a farm, but they're doing it on top of a mountain, you know, and they literally drag a freaking rake and all this stuff to make this flat surface here, folks. So there's all the shrubbery here, and if there's a fire, the fire can't go to this other side, because guess what? There's no like shrubbery in the middle here. Well, there is, but there's not like a whole forest. It's just sitting here. So I kind of have to like explain that, because some people have like are literally living under a rock, and I get that, but they just don't know about fire breaks. I used to walk a bunch of these, but yeah, these are fire breaks. They stop fires. They need to be made throughout these big national forests, and you could see that they go all the way up here. Like it's crazy. Who gets paid to do this stuff, right? Like the park rangers and stuff like that. The people like the federal forest people come out and they do stuff like this. But it's very interesting. I want to look into who actually does this job and how much that they get paid. And what are their hours, but shout out to them. So anyway, these are one of the things to like combat this stuff, and these people aren't making these fire breaks. They're going to lead to a lot of these fires happening, to my understanding. I'm not like freaking expert in this stuff, but like I've seen a lot of this stuff for my own eyes, and I lived out in California. You would know this stuff. And you can like kind of see here. Can I zoom in here? Very interesting. I mean, anyway. So what I was saying about the individual, I think her name is Crowley. I think that woman was prioritizing inclusivity over merit, over getting the right people for the job. Like, can these men and women do their job? Can these women do their job? And this stuff's crazy, man. I don't want to tell people how to go do their job, man, but like, I don't think I'm not sure that is what because I'm not like all these other people. They go on YouTube and just spout this stuff. I try to be very considerate, because like I'm just some guy on the internet talk about this stuff. But it does make me upset that when you hear folks like this person talk about inclusivity, when you should be worried about protecting people and making sure that these folks are able to do their job, man. Like, that is the last thing that I need to hear. And why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult to get? It's difficult to become a firefighter because it's a tough job. You have to be mentally and physically tough. You have to be smart. You have to be able to endure grueling temperatures and doing heavy lifting and heavy work. These people better be getting the right folks. Like, it makes me worried, man, because it's like, holy crap. I hope we have the right people. I hope in my area where I live at, I hope that I have some people that are not focused on inclusivity. I hope that they are focused on protecting us in doing their job, man. Oh, man. That freaking scares me, dude. That scares me. So anyway, some person, Ryan Zavidra, we got to give these folks credit, says LA Fire Chief Kristen Crowley, who is the woman that I was just speaking of, or whatever she goes as, warned Mayor Karen Bass last month that 17 plus million she cut from the department's budget severely limited the department's capacity to prepare for, train for, and respond to large emergencies, and including wildfires. So I have this Los Angeles Fire Department document here. Now, I will go back to what I just said here. It scares me knowing that there are people, or I'm going to reiterate it in this way, it scares me that there are people worried about inclusivity over these important things. They're cutting money from the budgets for these people to protect us. For what? Like, that stuff makes me really upset. So anyway, before I lose it, let's go read this. So this is the Board of Fire Commissioners, file number 24117. So to the Board of Fire Commissioners, this is from this Kristen M. Crowley, Fire Chief. Subject, Los Angeles Fire Department service impacts on operations. Final action. Received and filed. The summary, the Los Angeles City Fire Department, LAFD, is facing unprecedented. By the way, this is December 4th, 2024. It's facing unprecedented operational challenges due to the elimination of critical civilian positions and a $7 million reduction in overtime variable staffing hours. That's V hours. Okay. These budgetary reductions have adversely affected the department's ability to maintain core operations such as technology and communication infrastructure, payroll processing, training, fire prevention, and community education. So let me stop right there. If there was money that I wasn't getting because these people, if I was one of these brave men and women who were out there doing the EMS stuff, they're going to car accidents or ripping people out of cars or fighting fires and taking cats out of trees and all this other stuff that they do, if I wasn't getting paid, if this woman or these women, men, it doesn't matter what skin color they are, what sexual orientation they go as, whatever. If I wasn't getting paid, oh, dude, and if I was doing this job, if one of my checks was late and this is coming out, I'd be furious. I'd be furious. So that's just the pay. I haven't even gotten to the communication infrastructure, the technology part, the training, because these people need to be consistently trained. When you're dealing with, I'm not a firefighter, but I've dealt with this. I was in an occupation where you need to be trained consistently. I mean, everybody is. If you have a job, you need to be trained consistently. If you want to be good at that job, if you want to, oh my God, I don't need to get into all that. I don't need to get into training. You need the training. There's one thing where if you have this thing that you have this big test you have to do, and it has X, Y, and Z that you need to do this, but you need to read this, you need to take this test, you need to go and talk to these people, you need to learn this stuff, and it's called training. If you can't get that training, how are you going to pass this test? How are you going to do the real thing? How are you going to be ready for the real thing? And these people aren't getting they're having a $7 million reduction in overtime. So the people aren't getting money for the, so they're doing their overtime and they're not getting paid for it? What? Where they do that at? As a firefighter? Anyway, I don't want to, I feel like I sound stupid because I don't know a lot of this real world big adult stuff. But like, wow, dude, this is unreal. That's like negligence. That seems like negligence. I digress. In addition to these impacts, the reduction in V hours has severely limited in the department's capacity to prepare for, train for, and respond to the large-scale emergencies. I mean, that, like, I can't even, like, highlight that, bro. In addition to these impacts, the reduction to V hours has severely limited. That means that, like, hey, this most important job that we need right now, we're limited. We're limited at doing this very important job that saves people's lives. Man, like, I'm sorry, I get really, really upset about this. The past couple days have been like, I don't even live in California like anymore, and I get it. Just it makes me really upset because all these natural disasters happen in this administration and oh my God, man, it's just, I feel like it's not a good enough response, but it's just never good enough, right? Anyway, including wildfires, earthquakes, hazardous material. So what happens if an earthquake happens, man? Like, God forbid, like, are they going to be ready for that? Has anybody even asked that question yet, bro? Ladies and gentlemen, has anybody, I haven't heard any YouTuber, anybody ask it. What happens if an earthquake just all of a sudden happens in California? Is this dude Gavin Newsom? Gaviner, I'm going to start calling him Gaviner Newsom. Gavin Newsom, is he going to be ready for this? Is this Mayor Karen Bass going to be ready for this? Is this Fire Chief Kristen Crowley, is she going to be ready for a freaking earthquake happening? Hazardous material incidents in large, like, are they going to be ready to prepare these people for these things? Are these people specialized programs and resources such as air operations, tactical EMS units, disaster response and community emergency response teams, CERT, the CERT, which rely heavily on V hours, are at risk of reduced effectiveness. So all these people deal with these V hours. And these V hours consist of all of these different things of operations and procedures that need to be happen, all these designations and stuff like that these people do. It's very interesting. Document here that this Ryan Saavedra has provided here. This report provides an in-depth analysis of these cascading impacts, underscoring the critical need for resource restoration to ensure operational readiness, firefighter safety, and the delivery of high-quality public service. This recommendation that the board receive and file, the fiscal impact is none. So there's two dates on here. There's December 4th and this is December 17th, 2024. Man, if I was living in California right now, I'd be really worried. If Governor Newsom was my governor, I'd be really worried. I'd be really upset with him. It's just unfit for the job. I'm gonna come out here and say it. I feel like all three of these people are unfit for the job. I think this Kristen Crowley woman, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I feel like she could be saved. I feel like she might be able to be saved. These two other people, absolutely unacceptable performance here. So apparently we have a video here. Let's go check this out. Is this Joe Rogan?
This is one of the reasons that freaked me out.
Speaking
I
on
talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons that freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day. He goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing they can do. I talked to a fireman once. This was one of the reasons it freaked me out, and he was...
Oh, man. So, what else do we have here? What else do we have here? I'm going to play this video by Rob Smith. Let's see what he has to say here.
In California, the wildfires that you're seeing right now is one of the most pure examples of top to bottom Democrat incompetent governance you will ever see in your life. You have to understand that California's mayor is a Democrat. California's governor is a Democrat. California is run top to bottom, and even the state assemblies by Democrats. The California far left equity agenda pretty much supersedes everything in that state. Okay, this is how they're hiring firefighters. This is how they're hiring police officers. They are paying people upwards of 6 figures to do basic things that they cannot do.
And it all seems like it's all based on the wrong reasons, man. You gotta hire people on their merits. I'm a big advocate on hiring people on merit. I don't care what your skin color is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what your skin color is or your orientation or whatever. I'm not here to check off a box. I'm here to hire people who know how to do the job. Man, what is so hard about that?
There is no water in the fire hydrants, all right?
Fucking
this
crazy,
is what
dude.
happens when you have a Democrat supermajority. Now, I'm not one of these conservatives that hates California. California can be an absolutely beautiful place, particularly when you get outside of LA and you get outside of Beverly Hills. So what I'm seeing right now is absolutely horrifying. It is horrifying to all of us that are actually watching it. And I'm not trying to score political points. I'm not trying to use this to get any kind of moment like that. What I really want people to understand as we watch what's going on in California, that this is what happens when you give Democrats top to bottom absolute power. It is an objective failure. People are dying in the streets. People are losing their homes. People are losing absolutely everything. When a reporter confronted Karen Bass about this, she was stunned into silence because these people are never called to the court, and these people are never, ever, ever forced to give any examples in any sort of explanations for their incompetency. So the next time you wonder why people are fleeing California and fleeing these places and going to places like Florida and going to places that you can at least expect the most basic level of competent governance, look at the disaster and the destruction that is going on in California right now and know exactly what caused this.
Shout out to Rob Smith. He's a veteran and stuff like that. Go check him out on X. Seems like a cool dude. I mean, I feel like he's spot on. I feel like he is spot on. I had like a just raged out there because it makes me so upset. It is very interesting though. People voted for Gavin Newsom. For Governor Newsom, I don't see why they did that, and it was so weird, man. They could have had Larry Elder. You could have had Larry Elder, man. Larry Elder, I feel like he would have been a better. He would have been a better alternative for California, but it's just like You know, people are gonna vote for what they want to vote for, man. People are gonna vote for what they want to vote for, dude. If you want all this mess, you want all these fires, and you want Mel Gibson up here like speaking facts, and this lady like it's just, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and we haven't even got to the State Farm thing, which I was hearing that like all these insurance companies pulled out of insuring all these people's homes. It seems like these insurance companies don't want to insure people in California, but they do want to insure them in certain places because they just want that continuous money. It's just so much greed, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so much greed. It seems like a land grab. It seems like negligence on so many levels. I was hearing that there's no water for the fire hydrants. These people are hiring the wrong way. They're not hiring for people who didn't know how to. It says, how many levels can you mess up, dude? Like, oh man.
That's something they have to live with. And but that's something that community has to live with. And it's really sad. I mean, I have many friends that are, you know, looking for a place to put a roof over their heads, and
it's 35% continued grade.
You know, they're traumatized.
That's somewhat good news.
Someone should answer for it, but we'll see. I think we know who the culprits are. In fact, my son he's a member of the volunteer fire brigade. He sort of interfaces between LA County Fire and people, and they assist them where they can during, before, and after the blaze. And apparently the residents in Corral Canyon caught an arsonist up there, and the guy was all tooled up with fire gear and equipment and stuff like that, and ready to go, and he had been lighting fires, but they corralled the guy in Corral Canyon and gave him to the police. So
yeah,
there are
apparently
people
that
actively going around looking for these conditions.
Yeah, apparently, Mel, that individual was never charged. It's a very confusing set of facts because apparently he was reportedly trying to light things on fire, but it's not the fires. I guess that they. I mean, it all seems very bizarre. But they have not ruled out that arson could have started the first fire.
So now that's definitely that's like heavy right now. It's heavy in the conversation that there is some kind of arson going on right now.
There's obviously still investigating this, and at the same time, Mel, there are numerous complaints.
I'm trying to find the video of them capturing the guy. I think I only seen it on Instagram. I didn't see it on X. I'll try to get that.
As you alluded to, that the fire hydrants did not have water or water pressure, and the LA fire chief herself reacted. Watch this.
My stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant,
Okay, by the way, I'm just giving the context here. She's now finally like throwing these people under the bus. These folks failed her, and it took her forever for her to finally say it.
We expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
Mel, reaction to that?
Well, you know, I know they were messing with the water. Letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? You know, I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs. And obviously there's a great need for high-density housing in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate.
I do want to say that's another thing. The 15-minute cities. It seems like there is, I guess, talks of all these places like in Lahaina, in Hawaii. They just burnt that place out, allegedly. Prayers to my heart and prayers go to those families. It's so crazy the day and age that we're living in right now, that there is talks of people that go out and burn people's land that there's people living on. Businesses, homes, schools, churches, lives, pictures, animals, like communities. They're burning this stuff alive so these big corporations can come in and build these 15-minute cities where everything is 15 minutes. You don't need to have a car. Your house, you're stacked on top of each other. You're living in this tiny little house stacked upon each other, and everything's 15 minutes away. You can walk to everything. So, allegedly, how it's said is they pick these places that are great places to be, that people are living on, and they burn them, or they have these disasters. Allegedly, I'm not saying that this is actually happening, but it is crazy. Back to what I'm saying, it's crazy that we're in a time to where there are talks of people that do things like this,
folks, and you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like goodbye single-family homes, hello high-density housing.
Yeah. It's
reaction's crazy.
It's pretty scary, and it'll take decades to do that too. It's like even if if it's a good idea, which I don't know if it is, but reminds me of the old cattle barons clearing people off the land, But
that's crazy.
I don't know. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else. But it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? I don't know. But they seem pretty well equipped, some of these people that they're catching.
A lot of questions. A lot of questions, Mel. Mel, a message tonight.
I'll sift through the remains of my place and see if I can find any clues for you.
Mel, any message from you to Governor Newsom or Karen Bass tonight?
Spend less on hair gel.
That clip is fire. That clip is so fire. Hey, speaking of Gavin Newsom and his hair gel, shout out to Mel Gibson, shout out to Fox News. Does that go for Karen Bass too? The clip cut off. The clip cut off before anybody, before she could ask if Karen Bass. Hey, shout out to Benny Johnson. Apparently, he's got this document here by Gavin Newsom. Benny Johnson goes breaking. Gavin Newsom launches an independent investigation into the loss of water pressure at local fire hydrants and reports of water shortages from the Santa Ynez Reservoir. I don't even want to get these people are going to be cooking this. Yanis, so this is the Office of the Governor, Yanis Quiñones. This is January 10, 2025, the CEO and Chief Engineer of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. So this is someone we want to hear. Yes, this is somebody that's going to give us some answers here, or who needs to be held responsible, because what's going on here? Mark Pastrella, Director of LA County Public Affairs. So both of them, from the moment firestorms erupted in Los Angeles County on Tuesday, January 7th, it was clear on our public infrastructure would be put under tremendous strain. The horrific hurricane force winds and dry conditions have produced an unprecedented urban wildlands disaster that has pushed all of our resources to the limit. The ongoing reports of the loss of water pressure to some local fire hydrants during the fires and the reported unavailability of water supplies from the Santa Ynez Reservoir are deeply troubling to me and to the community. Why is this woman talking like she doesn't understand what's going on? Oh, man. That's real difficult for me to comprehend here. While water supplies from the local fire hydrants are not designed to extinguish wildfires over large areas, losing supplies from fire hydrants likely impair the effort to protect some homes and evacuation corridors. While water supplies from local fire hydrants are not designed to extinguish wildfires over large areas, but the fire hydrants are designed to produce water from them, right? That is the primary function of a fire hydrant, right? I mean, do I have to Google this stuff, dude? It's not supposed to get a large area. I get that, but it's supposed to produce water. I don't understand what. Maybe I'm reading into this a little bit too critical. Losing supplies from fire hydrants likely impaired the effort to protect some homes and evacuation corridors. So the evacuation corridors were actually getting hit with this fire too. That's very unfortunate. So there's people trying to run away from this and are going to the evacuation spot, and the fire's going there, so they have to run away. That is so scary, man. We need answers to how that happened. What? You're the chief engineer. You're the CEO of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Dude, if you folks think I'm bad, the lady that pulled up on Gavin Newsom when he was on the phone, pretending he was on the phone trying to get a hold of President, that woman, you could hear in her voice the pain. Wow. I gotta see if I can get that video. We need answers to how that happened. We get back to this. Therefore, I have directed state water and firefighting officials to prepare an independent after incident report examining the causes of lost water supply and water pressure in the municipal water systems during the fire event. And to identify measures that local governments can implement to provide adequate water supply for emergency response during future catastrophic events. Folks, this guy, Gavin Newsom, these people are just incompetent, man. So we need answers to how that happened. Therefore, I'm just gonna reread this again. Actually, you know what? I will keep going. I request that LA Department of Water and Power and Los Angeles County officials swiftly prepare a comprehensive review examining their local preparation and response procedures to ensure available water supply for emergencies and document any losses or any causes of the loss of water. Any cause of the loss of water pressure and unavailability of water supplies. Sorry, I'm like still recovering from like being sick. I'm like like 70, 75% there, or like 80 or something. So I'm still getting there. So anyway, I'm requesting you fully and transparently share information and records for the state's after incident report. I offer the full technical capacity of the state for disaster preparation, response, and recovery, as well as to examine local public agency actions throughout this catastrophe and to learn from the lessons of this tragedy. Thank you to Gavin Newsom, Governor of California. Karen Bass, Mayor of Los Angeles. I think Gavin Newsom needs to prepare to find another job for like this year. I think whoever is going to run against Gavin Newsom, they're probably going to win. I feel like man, there's some crooked people out there. So like it's real difficult for me to like say this, but I feel like you could almost run anybody against Gavin Newsom at this point and they will probably beat this dude. It is unmatched how bad this is, how bad this looks for this guy. There was talks of him, he's like doing a lot of this weird, he's just being him because he's trying to have a chance to run for president in 2028. I think that's kind of I don't even think that's out of the picture, man. If he even thinks that he's gonna run for president, this dude's out of his freaking mind after this. This is insane. Let's read this backwards. Just real quick. I offer the full technical capacity of the state for disaster preparation, response, and recovery, as well as to examine local public agency actions throughout this catastrophe and to learn from this lesson. So I'm just going to try to break this down how I kind of see this here. Real quick, I offer the full technical capacity of the state for disaster preparation, response, and recovery. This should have been done in the first place. This should be fully what this guy should be doing at all times. They should be in full technical capacity of the whole state. The whole state should be continuously working to prepare to fight wildfires. They should be working to prepare reservoirs, getting water through all of these fire hydrants, filling these reservoirs, making sure these fire breaks are being set up, working on desalinization of the water coming in from the freaking Pacific Ocean, because they have this huge body of water that sits right there, and then there's a whole thing where you can't use that water because because there's salt in it. If you take the water out and you put it onto the plants, or you put it, there's brine and it gets into the water, it kills, it's just so much stuff, dude. This guy and anybody that is the governor of that state, there should be full 24-hour, 7-day-a-week preparations of full-on budget. That these people should be ready for this, and not at every single possible. There should be a bigger budget for this. There should be more agency for these people to have a better preparation for us, because for what's going on is just stupid. So now he's making it. He's giving full technical capacity. This incident woke this guy up to say, "Hey, we need to give the whole state on preparing." This is so stupid, dude. So that's what I feel about that. I mean, I'm glad that he's doing it now, but dude, where were you? Like, God, man, it doesn't feel like these people are taking this serious, or any of this disaster preparation, serious enough. So that's what I feel about that. So we're going backwards here. We're going backwards here, because I feel like that's like one of the most important things here. 2, we're getting to, I request this Department of Water and Power and Los Angeles County officials to swiftly prepare a review. So now all these people have to, while they're doing their overtime and their long hours, because I just heard, I forgot the exact department, but they're on a 36-hour gig here. They're out there 36 hours. How do these people have time to give you a swift comprehensive review when these people are out here trying to get this contaminated or contained? Excuse me, contaminated. Oh my God, man. I mean, obviously they have other people that could write this report, but yeah, dude, we're gonna get you this report while we're over here trying to save LA from burning. That's kind of how I feel about that. Examining the local preparation. So now he's going to be like, hey, you, what did you guys do to prepare for this? Instead of now he's going to be pointing finger. Oh, man. I get it. He has to do this because we do need to figure out what these people are doing. But I feel like these folks are at their behests. Or the folks are under your rule, man. Gavin Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass and Fire Chief Kristen, oh my God, man, Crowley, I think that's her name. Man. So anyway, examining the local preparation. So we have to figure out, we have to get all these people, what did you guys do to prepare for all this? Because now he's going to be nitpicking. Okay, well, if you didn't prepare for this, now knowing this, how these people work, I feel like they're going to be looking for a fall guy instead of taking the responsibility upon themselves like real leaders do. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like real leaders do. No, we gotta... Anyway. But these people at the... Never mind. To ensure available water supply for emergencies. Yes, these people do need to provide some documentation on like how they have been preparing for this. How have they been preparing? Shouldn't there be like a plan, like a preparing for this like a super catastrophic, like isn't there levels that they could like are training or for this water and power? Like what are they doing here, man? I'm just curious to like the intricacies of this Department of Water and Power and the knowledge of the CEO and chief engineer to ensure available water supply for emergencies and document any causes of loss of water pressure and unavailability of water supplies. I mean, didn't we just read it? We just read a document saying that bruh, I'm putting this together now. No, we just read the document saying that there was $7 million. It was like a budget cut. So this guy Gavin Newsom is trying to do a report on why there's you're trying to get a report into yourself, dude. You need to get a report into this Karen lady and why she cut that money, buddy. Maybe you'll get your answers there, bro. Mr. Gavin Newsom. Oh my God, man. I'm like trying to refrain myself from like completely verbally bodying these people. These are like elected officials. I'm requesting you fully and transparently, I can't even speak right now, transparently share information and records for the state's after incident report. Dude, we need our incident report on you, on your performance. Is there going to be a performance report and after incident report on Gavin Newsom's tenure during this? His like I'm requesting you do that. Okay, so we need answers because we're reading backwards here. Yeah, reading all the way from the bottom. We read from the top to the bottom. We're going to read from the bottom to the top now here. We need answers to how that happened. Therefore, I have directed state water. So he said, we need answers because he doesn't even know what's going on. He's the governor. What is he so busy? What was he busy doing? Last week before all this happened, like what was he doing? Therefore, or just recently to where he just doesn't understand what he doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have like people, like heads of these different people to gather information. They have meetings and then get him to sit down and have the meeting and then get information. How do you not? And after incident, I've directed a state water and firefighting officials to prepare an independent after incident report examining the causes of water supply and water pressure and the municipal water systems during the fire events, and to identify measures that local governments can implement to provide adequate water supply. Okay, I mean, I get it. This has never happened to where there's just no water for fire hydrants here, so they have to go, hey, we need to get with local governments or local officials around, I guess, California and figure out how there are different ways that we can combat this. But it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I had something cooking there. It's just and can implement to provide adequate water supply for emergency response. Like, dude, why weren't these folks ready for this, man? I think that's what I have to say about that. I mean, you folks are worried about water pressure? What the fuck? Like, what's up with these what is up with the system there that so these people were just living here. Here's my thoughts. These people are just living here, paying taxes to the state, these egregious state taxes. Egregious state taxes. These people have all these egregious gun laws. There's illegal migrants just coming through. There's a bunch of drugs coming through. There's droughts. There's all these satanic people there. Just all this traffic. It's just. And meanwhile, all of that's going on, and if a fire happens, there's not even like a guarantee the water is gonna come out of that fire hydrant to come save your freaking like, bruh, that's gotta wake people up, man. Bruh. The ongoing reports of the loss of water pressure to some local fire hydrants during the fires and the reported unavailability of the water supplies of the St. Yanez Reservoir. Let's go look that up real quick. Santa Yanez Reservoir. Why ABC 7 Los Angeles? Why was a 117 million gallon Santa Ynez Reservoir not used during Palisades fires? So here's what it looks like. We'll get back to that. Look, not that. I need this. Here it is. It's very interesting. Where is this at? What? I don't think there's been, yeah, I'm not too familiar. Where's this Santa Ynez Reservoir? Oh, interesting. Wait. What? Where is that at? Where is this at? Homie, I just had it on the screen. Where'd you go? Why don't you give me an actual pen? Like any other time. So this tiny reservoir is right, dude, this is crazy. This reservoir is like right next to all of this. Can you believe that? This reservoir is right next to the ocean. It's right, man. It's right in between. It's just right next to this Kenneth fire. Like, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you on Google Maps. I'm just trying to break this down here for you. I've never been to this place. You actually, I don't think you can you even drive up here? I don't even think you can drive to this place. Yeah, it's like right off there's a trail, or there's like a park. I'll show you that. Back to this. I'm sorry. I'm getting off I'm getting off subject here. Or anyway, this is this reservoir that has all this water that wasn't used. I had no idea that there was a reservoir up here. So just showing that to you. This is the Santa Ynez Reservoir here, folks. I haven't really seen a lot of YouTuber or like journalist folks go into it yet. So just want to show you that. Let's show you the Google Maps of it real quick before we get back into, or before we finish up this letter from Gavin Newsom and his Department of Water and Power. These people who don't know what's going on with the pumps, which makes me think that I'll get into that. But anyway, here's the reservoir. And so here's the reservoir here, folks. And remember, here's all my little plots, all my little places that I've been to and want to go or wanted to go or want to go and so on and so forth. The reservoir, did I just lose it? Or I just lost it? Oh, it's right here. The Palisades are right here. I have to see it like a before and after of like what this carnage has done to the Palisades. I love the Palisades, man. I love the Palisades. It's so sad, man. So freaking sad. So these fires. So just real quick, I gotta back this up step by step. The dam is right here. LA and everything is all over here. Dam's right here, LA's right here. So these fires, once again, the dam's right here. Can I get this like... And this is a Topanga Fire Road. So Topanga Valley is like up north here. I've never taken this trail. So this is a trail? Is this a road though? Like, can you drive a vehicle up here? I only ask that because if you could drive a vehicle up here, you could get the water from over here and get the trucks or like get some kind of hose. And I mean, dude, I'm sure there's all kinds of ingenuity, bruh. You get a bunch of trucks, you sit them right here, or like I don't know how the fire is like set up. So like I have to be very cautious how I say this too, or I have to be very respectful of this because I don't know exactly the visuals here because I've never been on this trail here. And if the fire started right here and the reservoir is right here, there's a lot, I don't know the exact distance. There's like a mile or something here of forest. There's like a mountain here. There's a lot of stuff from this fire to this reservoir. So I'm just trying to put out there's some things that they could be doing with this water, with the fire right there. That's what I'm visually seeing. I'm not a firefighter, I'm not a first responder, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here as someone who has studied maps and has clearly Google Maps right here, and clearly an emblem that says Fire Palisades here. A reservoir, clear main supply routes, as in, or MSRs, or main supply routes, roads that you can use, man-made features that are roads that you could put four-wheeled vehicles that can carry water. From this reservoir. So anyway, I just want to say that I haven't seen anybody go into that. So let's just so you folks can know, give you a little bit more insight of this. So the Santa Ynez Reservoir are deeply troubling to me and to the community. While water supplies from local fire hydrants are not designed to extinguish wildfires over large areas, losing supplies from fire hydrants likely impaired the effort to protect some homes in evacuation corridors. Yeah, that loss of water pressure. So I don't know, man. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a firefighter. I don't know how any of this stuff works here. So to me, so during the fire was reportedly unavailable, the water supplies are deeply troubling from the moment the fire. Like, has this guy, Governor Newsom, has he ever? I'm curious. This is another question. I haven't heard anybody ask. Has this guy ever taken a tour of this Department of Water and Power? Has this guy ever been to the Department of Water and Power? Has he seen any of this, how any of this technology works? I've been to Hoover Dam. I haven't been in like the whole intricate part where the Hoover Dam works and the whole facility, but I've been to the dam. I've kind of seen how it works and hydro, all that cool stuff. I am not a governor, so I don't really need. There's no reason why I need to understand the workings of how the Department of Water and Power needs to operate. But maybe Gavin Newsom should. I feel like maybe Gavin Newsom, probably in his report seeking, needs to be taking a walkthrough of this facility and see how it works. I feel like maybe he needs to see some things, because he's asking for questions on why there's no loss, why there's loss of pressure. And he's the governor. And they voted for him. Like, they tried to recall him. And he still is governor. I mean, I have to throw that out there, man. Like, just in case people like think I'm just some schmuck just talking about this. Like, I have a little bit of some insight of like how things are going over there beyond this whole fire, but just like how things were. Like, it's probably completely, or probably hasn't changed too much, but it's probably changed drastically since the last time since I lived out there. But I mean, this guy, man, this is insane. From the moment firestorms erupted in Los Angeles County on Tuesday, January 7th, it was clear our public infrastructure will be put under tremendous strain. The horrific hurricane force winds and dry conditions have produced an unprecedented urban wildlands disaster that has pushed all of our resources to the limits. And that has led to Canada. Justin Trudeau, he's over here like, he's over there being Justin Trudeau. Hi guys, I'm coming in. I'm actually doing some stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go send my planes in to go help you guys, because you're our neighbors. After like Donald Trump made this dude look stupid, and after he's resigned and looked like a total idiot, now he has to come in and try to look cool when he's gonna get voted out this year too. Him and, man, these folks are like brothers. Gavin Newsom and Justin Trudeau. These folks are like brothers. Like, they're like long lost brothers. These folks are like in like terrible positions right now. Governing, prime ministering, and just doing a terrible job. Terrible, terrible job. That's what I have to say about all this stuff, at least. It's cool that he put out documentation saying that, hey, I'm going to go do my job. But hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully he gets some answers, because, like, it seems like this guy's a little bit confused on what's going on. And this guy's, like I said, the governor. And people voted for him. Like, for how many times already? How long has this guy been governor? Real quick, let's go check out some of these comments here. Because I forget to go tap in with the people. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like these folks. You're probably not going to be able to see it here. Maybe this is a better view. And by the way, this was earlier today that this came out.
Oh, guys, let's go, let's go. Crazy people in LA.
This is our drinking water. Now we're gonna starve.
Good job. Guys, fire department, you weren't here, so we had to step in. Do what the do boys do best. Oh shit, there's multiple fires. What the fuck? Look, there's the guy starting the fires right there.
What? Yo, what the fuck?
Had to step in. Do boys
drinking water. Now we're gonna
starve.
sorry.
Pardon my language. Yo, what's going on here?
This is our
I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't. These people shouldn't be doing. I mean, they're gonna do whatever they want. I wouldn't be joking about it.
Drinking water. Now we're gonna starve.
Good job. Guys, fire department, you weren't here, so we had to step in. Do what the do boys do best.
This guy is such a douchebag. Like, who is this? Who are these people?
Shit, there's multiple fires. What the fuck?
Okay, immediately I seen that, like this pallet, and I'm like, all right. He's being dumb. And then I see that, and I'm like, whoa. And then I see this person right over here.
There's the guy starting the fires right there.
Who is that? Why does this look like a woman? And this guy says this is a guy, but it looks like a woman. Why are they starting the
Alright, you could be crazy and come at you.
What the Yo, there's people literally just walking around setting things on fire. What the
Nice.
Dude, these guys are weird. The guy spit on it. He put water in his mouth. Yo, these people are weird, bruh. This dude put water in his mouth and spit on it before using the water in the his only drinking water. Hey, yo, these people are clowns.
Oh, what?
Yo, that's a woman. That dude mispronounced her pronouns, bruh. Oh no, never mind.
That's good.
Whoa.
Goes in.
Whoa.
That's good. Goes in.
That person is using a can of hairspray, maybe, with a lighter, running towards these people. Look how filthy this place is. Oh my God, man. This lady is running towards these folks with a hairspray and a lighter. And that definitely is... Oh, these fools got out the car. What? Yo, these people are clowns.
Person up there.
By the way, ain't no cop. There's no police officer. There's no police officer. Officer. Where are the police at to arrest this person setting things on fire? What the fuck? Yo, they try to set this pack of cigs on fire. What? Bro, these people are mentally... They're cooked.
Hey, fuck you! Hey, you!
Yo, what? Hey, yo, what?
Hey, fuck you!
Wait. I wanted to see the pack of cigarettes on fire. Wait, is it... What does this do? I can't see it. The fire, it's like a tiny... You can see a tiny fire, or like it flicker a little bit. I can't see it. I got bad eyes, of course, as you can tell. But my eyes aren't that bad, though. I was like, is that pack of smokes on fire, though?
Hey, fuck you! Hey, you!
Well, now he lost his source of starting fires.
Lost his source of starting the fire, so... Do you think he did into the car?
Dude, these kids, man, they look like a bunch of college bros. They look like a bunch of college bros just driving around, like, trying to get content. Or like, the YouTuber, the Do Boys. The Do Boys! These kids are calling themselves
Palisades Reservoir was empty for... The 117 million gallon Palisades Reservoir was empty for scheduled maintenance when the fire erupted.
Okay, well, I take back. No, I don't actually take back. Hold up. Why was the reservoir empty for scheduled maintenance when the fire erupted? Like, it's what? If this is true, I mean, why does it seem like all this stuff seems so planned? Like, I don't mean to be that person, but it just seems like all this stuff just keeps happening at the most opportune times. Like, opportune times where things just aren't working right. And I get it. Life can be like that. And life has been like that. I've seen it happen to me personally, but it's just, I don't know. This is starting to become a trend. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Well, see, like now I gotta put my video up. I feel like my video would be a little bit more constructive than a bunch of pictures and this person with just one piece of text on the screen. Gavin realized he's at fault. He's looking at it. Anyway, I have one more thing, I think, right? Yeah, I do actually. Anyway, I'm sorry I don't have any of the other super cool videos all the popular YouTubers have had up. I was actually supposed to do a video about I was supposed to catch everybody up about the Cybertruck stuff with that guy who showed up at Trump Tower or whatever. We still haven't heard anything about that guy who showed up, who had that flag on the back of his truck, who pulled up in New Orleans. So I was supposed to do an update on that, but I haven't heard too much about that. I was supposed to do an update on Donald Trump. He went to he had his sentencing today. I was gonna do a video on that. I don't know. I'll probably do one tomorrow. He'll probably end up. What's the word? Appealing it. He'll probably end up appealing the whatchamacallit. Once he gets in and he has some more information and stuff like that, he's probably gonna appeal that. So I'm not really too, I guess, worried about it. But it is kind of weird because if he's not gonna be given any actual like time in jail or anything like that, it seems like a waste of time. It just seems like they're just trying to do that just to give him that, when it seems like they had already lost. But I don't want to get too much into that. It's really dumb. It's just really stupid to try to put that on him when he's just gonna appeal it. But I guess that's good. Go ahead and go do that, and he will attempt to appeal it and go from there. I mean, the guy's the president. Like, you failed. You failed. So anyway, that's my kind of short thoughts on that. But and then there was some other news. There was some other stuff going on. I can't really think about it because everything has just been caught up on this whole fire, which it kind of should be, but it, like, what's the next thing? Like, that's where I feel like we're kind of at in human, like in society here in America, or just like in the world, but at least in America here, our news cycle is just so fast now. These things become swept under the rug immediately. It happens to get swept under the rug. And I felt like it was kind of always like that, but it wasn't like it to where it's at right now to this extent. I was going to do a video about the Zuckerberg thing. That's what I was going to say. I was supposed to do one about that the last live stream we did. But I had actually forgot to do it. Apparently Mark Zuckerberg is like going, I don't know if he's going full-blown MAGA, but like if he was at Mar-a-Lago, this guy might be going full-blown MAGA here. But he's definitely throwing his hat into the ring. And he's siding with, it seems to be siding with the Republicans or the conservatives, but not even really that, or them, or us, or in that. He seems to be an ally for Donald Trump now, which is very interesting because he took Donald Trump off of freaking Facebook, along with Jack Dorsey and all these other out-of-touch people. But anyway, out-of-touch rich billionaire people. But anyway, yeah, he pulled up to Mar-a-Lago, and then he did another video talking about his support, I guess. We'll do a video about that. I don't really care. Mark Zuckerberg is kind of like... I've had a couple, just random posts that people have posted online that I've had like taken down on Facebook because they're just normal things, and like they were just taken down. I couldn't. It's just, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say it's like censorship, man. It just seems really dumb. Some of the stuff that I was getting censored for, I guess. And then some of the stuff on Instagram after Meta purchase, or after he purchased Instagram, there was just certain things that certain posts that were just getting taken down, that I was not posts that I was sending to my actual channel, but or my page. It was posts that I was posting on my story, and then it was posts that are like comments. I would go on other people's comments, and it would just be taken down. It's like, what are you taking? And I'm not one of these people to just be out here inselling and just saying all this crazy ass like stuff. I could be very strategic about what I say in like the comment section. I could be very strategic about some of the posts that I see, that I share. I could be very strategic about it, very respectful of the terms of service. So I'm like, why is this guy, not this guy, like Mark Zuckerberg is like out to like get me, but it seems like his insight or his vision is being, it was very censorship-esque. Like, it's just very dumb. Like, it didn't seem right, but it seemed like he's kind of weaning off of that. But yeah, that's kind of what my whole thoughts on that so far. So, but anyway, I think I'm out of here. I'll end it on this. This is my post that I posted a couple days ago. I was kind of, I wouldn't say late to the party. I was very aware when these fires started, which was on the 7th. At least it was like the 7th or like the 6th. I think I was kind of distracted with the whole, like I said, the whole Cybertruck thing, the whole New Orleans thing, and then the whole drones thing. I just completely thrown off. I was sucked into that whole space. The fires, I'm just like, it's just another California fire. And like I said, I lived out there, and I was kind of used to it. this fire turned out to be bigger than expected. So I was kind of late to it. I got really sick this week, and I wanted to get some more intel on what was going on before I made this stream or made these videos or made this video and made this stream. I'll probably be back with more, like another live on this, because this unfortunately is not over with, and there's still some coverage and footage that I do want to get out there. Yeah, I feel like I had to make my little post. I don't really go on X and be posting like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and prayers. I don't really do stuff like that. But I feel like I had to in this situation. Obviously, I made some videos about the situation with the hurricanes in Florida, and my prayers out to those people who dealt with those hurricanes out there in North Carolina and the Southeast and stuff like that. But this definitely hit a little bit personal. I don't have property in the Palisades. We're not balling like that, but I have spent time up there. I lived out in California for almost, I think it was like 2.5 years. Even after I moved out of California, I would come back to visit. I paid money. I would fly and drive to go out there to go see some of my people out there, or some of my friends and folks that I had served with. But yeah, this is a picture I found online. And this looks like this was taken from Santa Barbara. This is either like Santa Barbara. I'm like trying to remember the visuals here. This picture looks like it's taken from Santa Barbara. This is like the Santa Barbara Pier. Santa Barbara is over here and over here, but it's really over here and way out here. This is Santa Barbara Pier. This seems to be the Palisades, or this seems to be Malibu on the other side. Like right on top of this hill, right on the other side over here. And the Palisades is right on the other side over there, and you're seeing the fire from the Palisades going to Malibu. This is to my understanding of this. This is just based off of the picture and my experience of being out there, and then my understanding of where the fires are at. So I thought this picture was very interesting. Immediately, as soon as I seen it, I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta put this up here. And then these are pictures of me out there at the dunes, out there in Point Dunes. I love the place out there. Point Dunes is lit. It's like this little this spot that's right off of Malibu. You take the PCH, obviously, to get here. You get to, it's like, you take the PCH, it's past Malibu, and there's like Point Dunes. Point Dunes sits out. I'm not pulling up my Google Maps here because this is kind of like my spot, and I already just told you, you can look this stuff up. But for anybody who doesn't care, I'm not showing it. Or who does care, I'm not showing it because that's my little spot here. But and like the locals probably wouldn't like that, but I've already said it anyway. The whole point of this is I want to just kind of show everybody like, hey, that part, this picture is like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. We spent time out here. This is out near Malibu. This is right off the coast. You could clearly see the freaking ocean. You know what I mean? You can see the beach. Where I'm pointing at, or right behind me, Santa Barbara is on the other side of this mountain. And guess what's on the other side of this mountain? This pier, where this beach is at. Bear with me here. Bear with me here. Trying to connect this. This looks like Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara Pier. This is this part. PCH goes right along here and stuff like that, or down here. And there's a bunch of beautiful homes and stuff like that. Oprah Winfrey has a house out here, way out here, and like a bunch of other people. Oprah Winfrey's house didn't catch on fire. It's funny how those fires didn't go up to Santa Barbara though. But anyway, and then boom, you see that? See that? Ooh, baby, might be onto something. And it's me chilling up here. And then this is behind me. This is literally behind me. It's the beach down here. Boom. Pow. Actually, there's people right here. There's actually people. Can't really see it because of the quality of the picture. I took this on my phone, not my my camera. Did I even have a camera? I don't even know if I even had. I don't even know if I had my mirrorless camera when I took this picture. Obviously, I didn't. But anyway, but yeah, it's beautiful out there. It's beautiful, and so this is on the other side of the dunes. So the dunes, right now, just to give you a perspective, I like to look at things on a compass. To my understanding, north is this way, west is that way, east is this way, and south is this way. So west goes out to Santa Barbara, and northwest goes all the way up to Fortuna or Fontana and Ventura or whatever it is. You know, along the coast. And this is obviously like right down there. So what I'm saying is this is east. This is going east right now. And LA is over here. And the PCH, excuse me, the PCH goes all along here. You can't see it. It goes all along here. And then it goes up here, and then there's the PCH, in my understanding, goes right up here and through these mountains, and then there's a road that takes you through the canyon, because you have to go through a bunch of canyons to get up here. It's kind of like it's a very interesting area. California is, or like the coastline of Southern California. LA's here, PCH, Malibu, Palisades, to my understanding, would be all this up here. Like going all the way up here, and North Hollywood's like way, way, way on the other side. So just to give people a perspective of like, of what's going on from somebody who's lived there. What I'm thinking here is from the fires, the Palisade fires, I'd like all of this is probably like gone. This is to my understanding. All of this stuff is all gone. I don't know about these people's houses here. I think these people's houses might be gone too. I'll have to double check. I know exactly like where this is at, and I could probably, I don't know if I'll be able to find a Google map, because Google, they'll have to send the car through to update it, and they already have it cut off. They're not going to be able to do all that. It would take time, way down the road, for me to be able to see anything on Google Maps to see if they update it. But I'll have to look online, or I'll have to go tap in with some of my people out there to see if I can get a picture, or like, I don't even know. A lot of this stuff is like cut off too, by the way. Like the PCH, you're not even allowed to go on it. Everyone, I think Will Rogers State Beach is like right here. They had people cut off like right there. Anybody trying to get up here on the PCH, you better be a fire fire, or you better be a police officer, or somebody that you better be one of those two, because you ain't getting up there. So they have everything blocked off. But I forgot like what I was getting going. Oh yeah, I think I was getting into the whole. All this should be gone. So I'm gonna have to figure out from some of my people out there if they can give me some pictures of like, is all this still here? That's my question. That's what I want to know. I want to know, is this part of Malibu still together? And is this part of the Palisades, is this still here? Because it doesn't look like this now. Like, it looks gray. You can't see anything. It's smoky. It's looking a bit crazy over there. It's looking a bit crazy. I'm going to move this out of the way real quick so you folks can see that. But yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm out of here. Thank you for being here, folks. I appreciate it so much. I was not expecting such a great turnout today for this video. Shout out to the 68 people here. It was like 72, 71 something here tonight. Thank you so much for the Friday stream. It's your boy Kicking It with Timmy B. We're streaming on 3 platforms as of right now. We're streaming on YouTube and Twitch at Kicking It with Timmy B. That's Kicking It with Timmy B. And we're streaming on X at KIWTB Gaming. I'm a photographer, videographer, served in the military, lived out in California for a couple of years, know some people out there, spent some time in the Palisades, in North Hollywood, Southern California, or Southern Los Angeles, Temecula, San Diego, San Francisco, the Bay Area. Like I've been out there. Took a train, like 2 train, like actual train. You get in a train, choo choo, check. There's people on the train. You sit for a long time. You see the views go by. I've driven up and down California so many times, up the coastline. I've seen a lot of it. You're getting a first-hand experience of someone who's been there. It's very unfortunate to see the images that I've seen out there. My prayers go out to the families that were affected. Hopefully they can get these fires contained, and these folks can get back to what they need to be doing. It's very unfortunate. Beyond that, I think that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like, share, and the subscribe button. Keep those families in your prayers who were affected by all of these natural disasters that have happened over the years. But especially keep these folks in California in your prayers. These are all my links in the description below. If you want to help support your boy, I would deeply appreciate it. We're trying to build a news channel here. We do video games, we film music videos, love music, all kinds of other cool stuff like that, pop culture, and yeah, politics, stuff like that. So anyway, I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Drink water.